Hello, we are Team 13 GitHub, and this is our Sprint 1, 2, 3, and 4 features presentation. So starting off with our GUI main, and here we're going to see a video of the implementation. First, we're going to see the credits button up and working with credits of our names, the creators of the game, and here you can see each logo has the appropriate icon on it, and you can see there's full functionality of going forward and backward from each game. So moving on. So here we are moving on to the solid and grasp design principles. So here we are starting off with grasp. We can see with the information expert, through the use of .fxml files, all controller classes and methods only have to be linked to nodes in order to be used, thus abiding by the principle that methods should only have access to the necessary information, no more, no less. This allows for high cohesion and low coupling. The classes are not extremely dependent on each other, and each class is dedicated to exactly one key idea that the game is designed to operate. So as for the controller section from Grasp, as is necessary for JavaFX, our games each consisted of a framework class, which allowed for the actual initialization of the game, and the controller class, which dictated exactly how all the nodes and events would be handled, positioned, and organized. Moving on to solid with single responsibility. As was stated when discussing the cohesion and coupling, each game is separated into initializer and operator, being independent of each other, yet both controlling the dedicated game, allowing each piece to function and handle its own responsibility without interfering with the other. Moving on to the open-close principle, while not exactly applicable, since the customer is only using this on the user interface side rather than being given a tool to implement, it should be mentioned that our design methodology allows for ease of access for the user in these games. Thank you. Those are our solid and grasp design principles. Here we have our implementation of Wordle. You can see clicking on Wordle here, we have a help button, which will give instructions on how to play Wordle. And here you can see typing in the letter, pressing enter, getting immediate feedback. You can see the colors also giving feedback which letters are correct. You can also see the backspace working. You can see a end state for the winning, again with a reset button working, with more implementation of the backspace, as well as a leaderboard with statistics that helps show how many games you've won and played, and that is Wordle. Moving on to our guessing game, and here is the implementation of said game. So this is also called numbers. You can see the help section there with the question mark. You can see you can enter a guess, any which guess by pressing enter, or you can enter a guess by pressing the submit guess button with the mouse. You can see the feedback in the lower corner. You can see how many tries you had left, a reset button working, and you can also change the difficulty, which will change the max number as well as the number of guesses. You can see here incorrect input will give you the feedback to enter a valid number. And here you can see again an end state, your guess was correct. And that would be it for numbers. And now we are moving on to checkers. So for checkers, as you can see in our video here, you can open it through our GUI main screen. There are instructions telling you how to play the game. And here we have a 2-click system where basically you will click on the piece you want to move and then where to move it, except in the case where you can take a piece, in which you will be forced to create that move, and your only option will be to take that piece. So you can see functionality here, very smooth again, being forced to take the piece there, as well as a functioning reset button, completely resetting the game. Yeah, pretty simple, and that is checkers. And now here, moving on, we have our extra credit implementations going into the specifics. So here for our extra credit implementation, you can see we have them implemented solidly in both Wordle and numbers. Starting with Wordle, we have user helping feedback. As you can see in the bottom light purple bar, we have continued feedback to help the user in the case that they're getting stuck in the game. We have feedback telling them how many tries they have left, if they get it right, if they get it wrong, obviously in addition to the colors. helping out, so that's that there. You ran out of tries. You can also see we have a leaderboard with simple statistics of games played and won. Now here, moving on to our numbers game, you can see at the bottom here we have more feedback helping the user throughout the game when they get stuck. Here you can see submitting the game. We also have a leaderboard here with games played and won, and that is our extra credit.